Welcome to Adult Education and Family Literacy Week and the Command Center, hosted by the Coalition on Adult Basic Education. So we have a great guest that just stopped by from the wonderful state of Maine. Tom Nash, how are you?
I am doing well, thank you. It's nice to be here. Nice to see you all.
It's good to see you. So, Tom, we've known each other through COABE, but
Yes.
I want you to tell everybody you are the veteran of veterans here at COABE, past
thank you.
president, and why don't you tell everybody what you do?
Well, I'm currently serving as the Director of Adult Education in RSU 14, which is Windham Raymond in Maine. It's about a half an hour west of Portland, and I've been there for 18 years, but I've been a director in different programs in the state of Maine for 38 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. So you're seasoned. So you're one of the. You're one of the. Yeah, we call them OGs. You're the old guys who give us all their wisdom, and actually have seen things change. So I want to talk to you a little about that.
Sure.
This is Adult Education and Family Literacy Week, and you've been in the field for so long. What are you seeing? Like, how has education evolved over the last few years?
How is education involved in general, or adult education?
Adult education.
Oh goodness. Well, when I first started, there was a lot less regulation, I guess I would say. You basically you taught the students in the classroom. You didn't have a lot to worry about in terms of I guess I want to say not accountability, but just the regulations. I guess the accountability you just taught, and then through legislation, it became more clear that we had to have that accountability piece, and so I think that has been good for the field. I think it has, raised the level of professionalism for the field of adult education in some respects. So, so I think that I think we have a long way to go still in terms of raising the level of our visibility, which you're doing though with all the advocacy work that COABE does and other organizations do, especially on the Hill. Our visits to the Hill have made, I think, a huge difference.
Yeah.
But I still feel we have some work to do in the area of certification for adult education practitioners. Raising that level of professionalism. But it has come a long way since I started.
A lot more to do.
38 years ago.
So it's interesting too, because I wonder, I wonder if 38 years ago whether apprenticeships was even a word, right? Like, was it something they even thought about?
I don't recall, especially as it related to adult ed. No, I don't recall that at all.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And now we're starting to see more and more this discussion about apprenticeships, but more importantly, the recognition that adult education and getting people smarter and skilled actually brings them into the workforce, right?
Yes.
And that's pretty remarkable. You've been doing this for so long, and I want to ask this question. How many, in the 38 years you've been doing this, how many legislators have you met with to talk about adult education?
Well, surprisingly enough, I did not meet any legislators until we started doing the work with COABE.
Wow.
I remember walking into one of our congressman's offices, and I don't know if it was 2017, 2018, and it was the first time someone from adult education had ever been to their office here in D.C. So I know that had been done at the local level, at the state level. We invited people to our legislators to our graduations. I don't know how successful that was over those years, but I know I did not do any of that reaching out.
That's crazy.
Probably the first 25 years of my in my role as a director. We just kind of stuck to our local issues. Local legislators, yes, but not the state or the federal.
Times are changing. So we're here celebrating Adult Education and Family Literacy Week, and one of the things I did want to ask you about is messaging. And the messaging you have today, as we meet with legislators and have the discussion about adult education across the country, what should they know?
Oh, that we're essential. That we are, oftentimes that hand up. I think Sharon Boney has said that before, that we're a hand up rather than a hand, giving a handout. So helping people, raise them, the whole educate and elevate campaign. So it's so the message is that we're here to help some of the underserved populations and help them develop, have a better life for both themselves and their families. and their communities as well. So
Yeah, super. Definitely generational.
yes,
Definitely affects an entire family. And that's why I love Family Literacy Week.
yes.
It's not just about the learner; it's about their families and the impact that literacy has, throughout the whole family chain. So you had, I gave Shaketa. Shaketa is in the room today, and we have a full contingency here. Polly and Regina are here, and I've given out some of our magic wands for people to use. So I'm going to give you one right now.
Oh gosh.
And for the magic wand, you can change anything and fix it in our adult education systems today. Where would you center that wand? What is it that you'd want to change?
We're talking about just in my state or across the country?
Oh, you can take it
I can
wherever
make
you
it.
like. It's your wand. You can do whatever you
boy.
want.
Oh no, it's my wand. Well, I know we've been invited to the table many times, both at the state level and the federal level. The wand, I would love to say, if you wave that wand, that everyone would then see that we are an equal partner in this whole initiative, this whole effort. So I think that would be my wish, is that we are truly seen, not just on paper, but truly seen as that valuable, integral, partner when it comes to serving the adult education needs of our communities, our state, and the country.
So that's a great use of the wand. Oftentimes, you had a great line, a great saying, if you're not at the table, you're often being served as the meal,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And I think for adult education, we should not only be at the table, we should be we should be cooking the meal, we should be serving it, we should be every
Yes.
part of that meal.
More active, I agree.
But also at the table should be everybody else, and that means Department of Labor,
Yes.
and all those key components. Veterans Affairs, and there's so many departments that we have in our government that should be at that table and having the discussion. I love it. Just one or two last questions regarding digital literacy. And can you just talk a little about, in Maine in particular, how are they advancing digital literacy for adult learners?
I think in baby steps.
Okay.
I know we've had conversations about broadband access for many years now. I know that some funding has been made available both at the state and the federal level. I still think there are too many people that don't have access. I mean, I think to me it all starts with access to digital literacy, digital component, computers and other so if you don't have that, then how can you help them with their digital literacy? So in my local program, we actually lend out computers to all of our students. It can be a little problematic at times trying to get those back, but I think it has helped definitely during the pandemic, and then most recently just help keeping them engaged. So we all need to be a part of it. We all need to be involved with it in digital literacy.
Wow.
So I don't know if that answers your question, but I think
does.
in Maine we're making strides, but there's still, even in my own community, which is a half an hour west of Portland, we still have pockets where people don't have access to broadband. So.
Well, yeah, no, that's good, really good, super good to know. I will tell you, I enjoy your glasses on your head.
Okay,
He's wearing his Dollar General, your Dollar General literacy glasses. We're shining a light on adult education this week, and you'll see Tom wearing those all around.
You will.
There you go. Tom Nash, it's been great seeing you.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
Jeff.
for all your passion in adult education. Thanks for all you do in Maine and across the country, and your voice has been really important, so we appreciate you.
You're welcome. And don't forget to get some of that lobster out there that I just...
Oh, yeah, Tom brought down some. I thought, actually, when you said that the other night, last night, you were telling us that you brought some lobster, and I thought you brought live lobster,
no,
and
I
I was
didn't.
like, oh, yes.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, no, let's lobster meat. Oh, even
This is
better.
even better.
That's good.
It's already picked, and
I
it's in
love it.
honor of Maine Lobster Week here in Maine. We're trying to really support the local lobstermen. So
There you go. Good stuff.